It's time now for County-Wide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Brad Miller as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives here in Yavapai County. And now, here's today's County-Wide.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to the program. Brad Miller with you, and happy to welcome into studio with us today Deanna King and Angelina Boettcher, and they are with the Pink Heels Foundation, a big event coming up as we record our show tomorrow, July 27th, and we'll talk about that at length a little bit later in the program. But first, we'll introduce our guests. We'll say hello to you, ladies. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
Happy to have you come into the studio to talk about this important information, this important event, and this important foundation, Pink Heels Foundation. Angelina in the pink shirt. You're all bright and ready.
Bright and ready to go.
Deanna a moment ago said we're the cheerleaders for this foundation, and so we're going to have you explain that. But let's start at the very beginning as we prepare for the event. Friday the 27th, that's tomorrow as we record our program, but really all year round, it's important to keep the color pink on in your mind, perhaps.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And to think about the Pink Heels Foundation. So,
Exactly.
Deanna, let me ask you, what is the foundation?
Well, it's was set up by firemen in Phoenix who decided that the way to make people in the community aware of cancer for women, he painted a fire truck pink and went to his first event and had cancer survivors sign the truck, put their names on it or in memory of. And as it grew, he's now got 3 trucks, I think 4 now, and a tour bus, and they travel all over the country making communities aware of cancer for women and raise funds for each one of those communities. The funds stay in that community. They don't leave. Whatever's raised stays in that community to help women in that community with cancer.
When we raise funds, does that go toward research?
No.
Toward helping individuals?
It helps individuals. We have, the way we raise it here in the Verde Valley is we have fundraisers, we have raffles, silent auction,
Sure.
We have food donated by local vendors, we charge a small fee for that food, and 100%, and our t-shirts, we've got our t-shirts, and 100% of the money raised at that event stays in the Verde Valley for women with cancer. This year, we've been able to help 4 women with $1,000 donations each to help them with bills, prosthetics, whatever issues.
Gas money.
Gas. Yeah, we gave a gas card.
I can imagine it could be
It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming. And the first application we got this year was a gal needed money for her insurance premium. Deductible, and she didn't have enough money, and she asked us if we could help. So we were able to give her $1,000.
A lot of ways that fundraising can be applied.
Exactly. So, and like I say, 100% stays right here in the Verde Valley. We have a foundation set up at Verde Valley Medical that administers that for us.
Let's go ahead and talk for a moment. I want to talk at length toward the end of the program about the fundraiser coming up. As we record our show on the 27th of July, that's when the fundraiser will be. The show will air a few times after the event, but there are ways that you can contribute or become active with the Pink Heels Foundation. Even beyond this fundraiser, there'll be more.
Exactly.
And there's a lot to do. We'll explain that here on the program as well, but tell me about the fundraiser on the 27th of July.
Why don't you talk about that, Angelina? She's hosting this year. She's our host.
This will be where?
This will be at Food City, in the Food City parking lot, which everyone pretty much knows where Food City is.
In Cottonwood.
Yeah, we're
Cottonwood.
very centrally located in Cottonwood.
Gotcha.
And we're very happy to host it. Like I said, there were some snags at the very beginning. We weren't sure if they were coming at all. So last year we did have 4 different locations. So this year it's only 1.
Okay.
So last year people had the opportunity to go to 4 different spots.
Gotcha.
This year it's only 1.
Okay.
And it's at Food City where I work. And it's from 5 to 9. There's going to be cornmeal switchbacks, everything. So Taekwondo is going to be doing a demo. There'll be tons of food, you know, manzanita, Vinny's, Verde Lee Market and Food City, they're all providing food for this. So there's definitely a lot of activities for people to do. And it's
seems like a
all
lot
for,
of folks
Oh,
get
yeah.
involved.
Oh, they
with
do.
these
It's an
kinds
army
of things.
Yeah.
people that
An
have to
army
put
of
this together.
people.
That's the only
Yeah.
way I can put it. It's
Yeah.
an army
Exactly.
of people that
And it couldn't
do
be
this.
done without all the volunteers.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a lot of time. We've put in a lot of time.
Many hours.
So it's all volunteers and donations.
These trucks, these fire trucks, they're dedicated to this effort. They're not
Exactly.
active in the fire
No.
field, fire
No.
service, prevention, and whatnot anymore. But I noticed there, and for our TV viewers, Ryan, they'll be showing some photos of past events. These fire trucks have been signed, or
Yes.
there's writing on them.
Yes.
What's that?
It's survivors or relatives that have had a relative die of cancer or
Okay.
have cancer, and you sign your name or their name, and those names stay on the trucks. They're never washed off. The only way they come off is when the truck is traveling down the road and it rains.
Okay.
And they might come off,
suppose
you
that
know,
happens.
but there's 4 fire trucks, so you can imagine. I think they said at one time there was, well, you can see one of the pictures there on the screen, and they're signed, and they had over 100,000 names on these trucks dedicated to women
Right.
with cancer.
It kind of becomes, and I found that interesting, and I talked to someone else about that. You said that they kind of stay until they fade through whatever.
Exactly.
And so, but to me, that's kind of part of it too, because it makes it kind of a living, almost memorial.
It is.
Absolutely.
And
that
they travel all over the country, and we're the kickoff event for the Pink Fire Trucks tour.
Oh.
And they leave here and they go up to Flagstaff, and then they're going to Albuquerque, and then they're all over the country. I think they are going to 37 cities or something
it's
like
amazing.
that.
And it's all on their website
And
too.
it's all for community fundraisers in all these towns.
Similar
that
to what
they go.
you'll be doing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. You mentioned this started with a firefighter in Phoenix. The trucks themselves are where do they sleep at night? Who owns the vehicles and?
Dave Grable owns the trucks.
Okay,
and
the firefighter
The
you
firefighter, yes, he's
Okay,
the one.
okay.
He's the founder of the Guardians of the Ribbon, the
Gotcha.
Pink Heels. And when they come up here, we find housing for them.
Sure.
We've got a hotel that's donated
Okay.
rooms for the guys to stay here tomorrow
Okay.
night after the event.
Okay, so they have, really dedicated themselves.
Exactly, exactly.
time.
And the only way they raise money is they have T-shirts and they have hats
Their own
and
merchandise
their
that
own
they sell.
merchandise that they sell at all these events. The money that they raise goes to keep the trucks running,
Right.
pay for their gas, pay for their food while they're on the road. So they don't take any donations from the local communities.
The funds you'll raise
The
at your
funds
event
that we raise
is separate.
stay
It's 100% here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've mentioned that prior to the show and even here on the program that those funds stay local, and I know that is a
Yes.
very important element
is.
of what you do.
It is. And we've had a lot of people ask us, well, how much of the money stays here?
Right.
100%.
Right.
And when we say that, they look at us and go, really?
And more people give because of that.
And more people will give.
Oh, sure.
And that's like with the T-shirts. We had a couple of donations from groups in Sedona that helped us get the original, 4 or 5
order.
dozen
Yeah.
T-shirts, and they're $15. And all the funds stay here. We've been trying to promote with wearing our shirts around for about, a month and a half.
Well, let me.
You know.
I want to ask you something. When firefighter Grable did what he did, why did he choose pink? Do you,
I think because pink is synonymous with cancer, and people see pink, they automatically think
Right.
cancer.
And I know that today, and that was going to be kind of my point, that to me, it's been an extremely successful branding. I'm a football fan, and every October, the
Right.
NFL,
Wears pink.
coaches are pink hats, players
Right.
pink shoes, and what have you.
Right.
And it's become, to me, you see pink almost anywhere these days.
Right. Well,
it definitely
Other than
catches your eye.
incidentally that someone may have it's generally, and that's why I asked. If
Yeah.
I don't know if he started it or if it
He
was an
did.
existing kind of.
I think he started,
Yeah.
especially with the pink fire trucks. I
Yeah,
mean,
certainly.
that was his niche, and that's what he wanted to do. And he thought, what better way to bring awareness than drive around the country in a pink fire truck.
Talk about an attention getter.
Exactly.
You can't miss it.
And the firemen that travel with him, most of them are retired firemen or ex-firemen, and they come out in pink gear, full gear. They wear pink T-shirts, to say, hey, we're here. We love our women. We want you to take care of them. Look at us. Here we are.
Well, and an important part, each truck has a name.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Each truck has a name, and they just added a tour bus, which is Anne Marie, but each truck is named after, one's named after a mayor that had breast cancer. This new one, I think it's Leslie, that just got introduced, is an ex-police officer, or a police officer who's a survivor of cancer.
So each, like I said, each truck has got their name on it.
Designated a truck with their name on it.
Designated, exactly. That's the word.
What a way to do it.
They designated a pink fire truck.
We'll learn more at your fundraiser, certainly, the 27th of July, and we'll talk more with our guests after a short break. Deanna King, Angelina Boettcher, Pink Heels Foundation. A break, and we're back to Countywide right after this.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 110 children is diagnosed with autism. That's a 600% increase in the last 20 years. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Danse, balance, suis la cadence, ondule bien tes hanches, au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence. Dans ma belle...
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
Okay, that's what I want to kind of encourage that. Welcome back to the program. Again, countywide, Angelina Boettcher, Deanna King, and Pink Heels Foundation, a big fundraiser coming up as we tape our show. This will be the event on the 27th at Food City, 5 to 9. Going to be lots and lots of great things going on, all kinds of activities, all kinds of food, and most importantly, you'll be there to help share and hopefully make a donation, find out more about the Pink Heels Foundation, what it is and what it does and why it is so important in our community. But beyond that, the fundraisers are great, but they're usually 1 or maybe 2-day events, and then they're over until the next one, maybe even a year away.
Exactly.
But I know that you two don't go to sleep between the fundraisers.
No.
So what else can I do? Do you need volunteers with the organization in general, or I'm sure I can make a donation outside of a fundraiser.
Exactly.
How do I do all that?
There's a form that they can get from Rosemary Shamadas, who's in Jerome, and she was one of the original people to bring it to the Verde Valley.
Okay.
And they can contact her or any one of our committee members, and we have forms that they can fill out, or they can go directly to the Pink Heels Foundation at Verde Valley Medical Center and make a cash donation all year long.
Okay.
Because the funds that we give out are given out all year long.
Okay.
So we have to replenish those funds as we give to the ladies in the Verde Valley.
Okay, gotcha. And that's what I wanted to ask you about. We talked about the money stays local.
Right.
How is it awarded? Isn't the right word. Forgive me.
There's an application that they fill out. And none of the money goes directly to the requester.
Okay.
It goes to pay bills, or like we just bought a gas card for a lady that needed it to drive back and forth to chemo. So we went directly to a gas station, bought a $1,000 gas card so that she was able to make her appointments. So there is an application that needs to be filled out. There is a committee, and they're all volunteers from our events.
Right.
And we review those and then send it back to the foundation, and they're the ones that send out the funds.
Do those applications, do those requests, are you able to meet all of them?
We've met every single one.
Is that right?
Every one. We've got 2 pending right now. We've given out 4 awards, not awards, I wouldn't say they were awards.
I couldn't think of the word either.
Distributed, thank you.
Yeah.
Distributions of funds to 4 ladies this year. And when it first started, when it started in Jerome, they were able to raise about $1,200 because it was a one-day event, and it was new, and people didn't know what it was about. So last year, it was held in Cottonwood, Camp Verde, Cornville, and Jerome. We raised $9,000.
Wow.
So we were able to give $1,000 to each application. And we're hoping to replenish that tomorrow at tomorrow's event.
And beat last year's.
And beat last year's totals, always.
Sure.
And then either be able to help the same applicants again or raise the amount that we can give them.
I'm kind of picturing with these fundraisers particularly that folks will be coming by, maybe bringing the family, and there'll be $5, $10, $20, smaller donations. But Angelina, you mentioned during the break, and I'm going to ask you to share that with our audience, that there was a business owner or a business person in the community who wrote a check just because.
Oh, yeah.
Are the business folks behind you?
We've had a great response from the businesses. Each of the businesses that we've gone to have given us either gift certificates for raffle prizes. Reese Tire has been very generous, and I can't even name how many. Just yesterday, Mark and Mary Sherwood with Sherwood Jewelers, who's in our Food City Plaza complex, they just handed me a $200 check. Just because, and they've always been very dedicated to whatever fundraiser I happen to be doing, but they strongly believe in this. And so at any point, if anyone wants to do that, participate in any way, to give a donation, a business, a personal, private party. I even have envelopes in my office at Food City that I can give them, and it goes directly to the Pink Hills Fund. So there's always ways to...
You've made it easy for folks.
Yes, we try.
I know that very, very often folks, especially maybe a business that comes forward, but anybody, will have been personally touched by cancer in their lives.
It's hard to find someone that hasn't been touched in some way.
And that's why all of the raffle prizes that we got have all been donated, either by individuals or companies, businesses. And you just walk in and say, we were hoping that you would be able to help us with our raffle for Pink Heels, and there's no hesitation. They just hand you, what do you want? How many do you want? You want a gift certificate for 4 dinners? Not a problem, And with Manzanita and some of the restaurants that we've contacted, they're donating their time and their food to participate in this and have people that show up to these events be able to come in, grab a bite to eat, sign the trucks. We have a survivor's tent where the ladies and families can sign the trucks, go in, sit down, reflect. We're handing out pink carnations to all of the ladies that sign the trucks to recognize them.
And that's an amazing sight to see. When, it's kind of overwhelming, actually, when you stand back and you're seeing all these pink carnations walking around, and those are survivors. It's a little overwhelming at the moment that you actually have a moment to look at the crowd and see, because each event has been pretty big. So there's been a lot of people
we
there.
figured last year at the Cornville we had about 250 people.
Is that right?
And we raised a lot of money, as did Cottonwood. And all the fire departments are involved. We forgot to mention all the fire departments.
We'll try to do that again tomorrow night. We need to take a short break, so let's go ahead and do that. When we come back again, we'll talk very specifically about the event coming up July 27th, the who's, what's, where's, and when's again. Pink Heels Foundation, Deanna King, Angelina Boettcher, our guests, and we're back after this.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
I was in junior high the first time I caught my mom using denial. She had to have known her painkillers were missing because I kept stealing them. Her denial was so out of hand.
So she doesn't even know?
I'm going out.
It was like I could get away with anything.
You kids have fun.
And that was when I knew. And she was addicted to denial.
Denial is a drug. Get help. The partnership at drugfree.org.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Now, some action from the courts. Billie Jean King renewing her rivalry with Arthritis. First set, furious volley, and right to the net for a winner. Beautiful forehand there. Arthritis, stunned. And here, match point. Billie Jean with the ace, taking it in straight sets. Afterwards, a jubilant Billie Jean King.
Tennis is a weapon for me with arthritis. There's nothing like it for me to hit a ball, run to the ball, anytime, any court. I'm ready. Let's go.
What's your weapon against arthritis? Find out at fightarthritispain.org.
Welcome back to the program countywide. Angelina Boettcher, Deanna King, Pink Heels Foundation, and the event. Angelina, I'm going to have you describe it for me one more time. It's on Friday, July 27th. It'll be Food City in Cottonwood, and you've got big plans. There'll be a lot happening.
Yeah, we have huge plans, and it's a wonderful fundraiser that we're holding. And it's the Pink Firetrucks. Again, Pink Heels Foundation, or fundraiser, however you want to put it. There'll be food, there'll be face painting, there'll be activities, bands, everything. So it's definitely a good thing to do, to come out and support your community. You don't realize how much it helps, and everything 100% again stays in the Verde Valley.
Yeah.
This isn't going towards research. It's not going to some CEO.
Sure.
And
no overhead.
No overhead.
That is important
it's
to
in the
people
parking
to know.
lot. We have no overhead.
Because that's not true for a lot of organizations.
Very fortunate that Bash's Food City, where they're allowing us. It's great. My company is very behind us, trying to support it, because everyone's been affected by this. Again, like we touched base with that earlier. So
well, and so many people. The two of you have indicated that somewhere in your lives, this was a personal a fight for someone that you know and love. And to me, it seems like that is an extremely common thing. And perhaps many of our donors and attendees, Deanna, at the fundraiser, will have similar stories.
Exactly, and that's why we give them the opportunity to sign the trucks, because it does affect them in one way or another, and it's a tribute to their loved one to sign the trucks. And so tomorrow we have a convoy coming from Camp Verde with the Pink Fire Trucks. Our local fire departments will be escorting them down 260 at about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And it starts with the Camp Verde Fire Department. They turn them over to Verde Valley Fire Department. Then Cottonwood Fire Department will pick them up and bring them into the Food City parking lot. And it's quite an event to see all those trucks coming down the road.
Kind of a formal procession.
It's a formal procession, and it's letting people know that they're here, come out, support your local women. The funds stay here for those local women.
And they'll be collecting those funds. You can be a part of it, the biggest part of it, in fact, by your kind donations. Again, Friday the 27th, Food City, out in the parking lot, going to be outside, 5 to 9. Can't miss them. 5 to 9 on Friday the 27th. Ladies, Deanna King, Angelina Boettcher, Pink Heels Foundation, we thank you very much for what you do.
Thank you very much.
And for joining us today. It's Countywide, and we'll see you next time.